All eyes on Doge. Big run up to the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up to the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin up movement in Doge. Dogecoin up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin up movement in Doge. Dogecoin 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a, what is it today? Thursday. It's a nice spring day here in Boston. Yes, I've shed the stupid collared long sleeve shirts and enjoying the nice weather here in Boston. So hopefully those long sleeve shirts are gone. We can all relax, enjoy the rest of the spring and into the summer. But first, we got to deal with this. What is this? This is Dogecoin 1570. That's right. Continue a slow move up. Yeah, there's up and down trading, right? A little up, little down, little up, little. That's all mostly just bot trading. That's all that is. Just bot trading. Every once in a while, though, Doge goes on a little run. You get a little tick up in volume, and we get some buying going on. But generally, it's mostly bots. Bitcoin doing the same thing. Bitcoin did get up to 85.5 and then dipped down to 84.5. So a nice little $1,000 drop and then right back up. That's just noise, short term. You zoom out and you look at the 4-hour chart and you're like, yeah, this is real, just nothing, sideways. Just going sideways for the week. This is the whole week right here. Sideways action. Bitcoin, Doge, yeah, a little bit of a dip below 16, but it's curling back up. Again, when we have these dips, Dogecoin dips a little bit lower than Bitcoin. Trying to reestablish 16 cents, though, and we're not there yet. But what can change that? And what's keeping us from actually going higher? Well, Trump, reportedly discussed firing Fed Chair Powell. Can he actually do that? That still is unknown, whether Trump has the ability to fire the Fed chief. Powell thinks he has a contract or something for another year. So don't know how that works. Then he's meeting with Tim Cook of Apple, trying to help Apple along with the challenges they have with the tariffs, because we still have, right, this US-China trade war, and there are some companies like Apple that still rely on Chinese goods. So there's little pockets of things that are sort of carved out of the tariff deal. I mean, it changes every day. Can't keep up. I cannot keep up. Merloni from Italy is in the White House today talking with Trump. Trade deal, maybe, I don't know, talks. Sounds like she's going against sort of the hardcore EU folks who are just like still totally woke and haven't woken up to the fact that nobody cares about that crap anymore. Really, nobody cares about that crap anymore. So, yeah, but what's going on with Doge? So here we go. Mining pools. So Inevitable says mining pools are centralized. So this is the thing that Inevitable has right now. It's like we want to be totally decentralized, but the mining pools do have a big chunk of the overall mining rewards. We go into the dogechain.info and we can see, I got to verify I'm a human. Yes, I'm a human. And we see the miner distribution here. And you see like this one wallet, this D8 wallet gets 27% of the mining rewards. So Inevitable calls that centralization. We should have more of these little slivers here. And I think the way to do that is to have more individual miners, more solo miners spread out and maximize the number of miners mining Dogecoin, which will be cool. I want to mine Dogecoin. A lot of you want to mine Dogecoin, and that will help reduce that centralization. Now, these miners, I mean, they distribute the Doge, right? Because the mining pool, right, has a bunch of you who are mining Doge, but you're mining with a pool. So you don't have to hit, right? You don't have to hit the exact thing. The pool does that. And then you get your little bit of Doge from the pool. So is it really centralization? But I get what he's saying. Let's increase the number of miners. And so Red Rider says, if more of us users run 1 or 2 mining rigs, what would be your suggestion to improve the decentralization? And Inevitable says, look, the best education, documentation, best practices, how to use the Dogecoin blockchain. The House of Doge will help decentralize more. And there's this Locotech group that's making these solo mining rigs. And so it would be cool if there could be one that used a USB adapter and attached to run on a Doge box. So it looks like the Dogecoin Foundation is really talking about this and how the mining can be more distributed and more of us can partake in securing the Dogecoin blockchain and getting some mining rewards in Doge. So I like this approach a lot more than buying a big ant miner and tying it into one of these big mining pools. You're probably going to be more profitable if you do that, but is that really what's best for Dogecoin? And personally, I'm not getting into Dogecoin mining myself in order to be the most profitable. I want to support the Dogecoin blockchain. And I already pay high energy here. So having a big mining rig that's sucking electricity like crazy, that doesn't help me. So this idea of a solar miner, low energy, attached to a Doge box, maybe. So again, we're going to be exploring this summer, and this might be something that we could all do, and you wouldn't have to, spend $10,000 on a big mining rig. So we'll see about that. We'll watch that. Doge tipping reminds us, hey, there's still a big egg out there, not just House of Doge, but X money is still out there. Could that be the key to all of these other Elon-related things? From XAI to SpaceX, Boring Company, Starlink, Neuralink, Tesla, all of that. Is that still in play? It could be. So that is still out there too. Just a reminder, it's not all just House of Doge. There's still this whole X thing, which Dogecoin could be a part of. So keep that in the back of your mind. That's out there. But meanwhile, all this talk about Bitcoin dominance and Michael Saylor, Bitcoin maximalism, and it's all Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. And it's well, it doesn't have to be that way because Bitcoin doesn't do everything. So the point of this is the Dogecoin development team, they're kind of well, wait a second. It's why does Bitcoin need to consume every corner of the digital asset landscape? Because it doesn't. Bitcoin is the only game worth playing? No, it's not. It's not. Dogecoin is saying, look, the goal shouldn't be to gobble up everything in sight. That's not decentralization. That's domination. And aside from that, Bitcoin's now being seen as this big store of value, and you have all these institutions buying it and hodling it. And that isn't what Satoshi had in mind at all when he wrote the Bitcoin white paper and talked about a digital currency, e-cash. So that's where Dogecoin comes in. And yes, you can have ETH and other blockchain things because blockchain is, nobody's using the Bitcoin blockchain for anything. Right? There was this idea of like Lightning Network, right? Remember, the Lightning Network was supposed to be this huge thing, right? It's like Lightning Network, Lightning Network, Lightning Network. You don't hear about that anymore, do you? You don't hear about the stupid Lightning Network because nobody's using it. And now Michael Saylor's all about $1 million Bitcoin and all the ETFs, and that's all centralization. That's all centralization. So the idea that of what the Dogecoin devs are doing and what they're talking about is further decentralization and even improving the decentralization of Dogecoin as Dogecoin continues to grow as a digital currency, and Doge OS will be released soon with people building games and other things on Doge OS, all in the name of fun, do only good every day, all of that. So Dogecoin L2. The L2 is the solution to many of the things that Elon had complained about Dogecoin 4 years ago, knowing that Dogecoin was already pretty good, but he was like, yeah, just that little extra though. Transactions per second, got to get that up. They already took care of the fee part of it, and Dogecoin runs really, really low cost in order to use Dogecoin. Every once in a while, there's a little spike up, but the L2 can help solve that as well, because you can have all this activity on the L2, and then it just settles down onto the Dogecoin blockchain, and you don't clog up the Dogecoin blockchain, which in turn keeps everything running fast, and we don't have these big spikes in fees. So that is what is coming. That's what's coming for Dogecoin. We had success of ETH, and ETH was successful for a while until they got rid of proof of work and went proof of stake, and they lost like half of their support. They're just like, yeah, no more mining of ETH. We're going to go somewhere else. There are layer 2 networks. There's Base, right? There's Arbitrum. There's Optimism, right? And those were things that were all created to help ETH because ETH had huge problems, the huge gas fees and how long ETH took and all of that. But they're not really that successful yet. Base is probably more than the others. But what about Dogecoin? What about L2 chains on Dogecoin? So while the House of Doge continues to build, all the partnerships, still waiting to hear more of that coming. In the background, I think they're building. L2 technology would help enhance the Dogecoin network scalability, allowing it to handle a greater volume of transactions without the same high costs and slow speeds typically associated with layer 1 networks. So that is what is coming for Dogecoin. So what's happening? A 93-day Dogecoin bull spring may be about to begin. What is this? Let me drop down here in the corner. This is what you guys want to hear, right? When's the price going to go up? Is Dogecoin primed for a surge? Is that what's coming? I will tell you what I think, and you guys have already heard me say this, and you're not going to like it, but whales are accumulating. We got that. Ali keeps us like every week. There's this whole other thing about more whales. And I'm less like, if the whales are buying so much, the price would be up higher. And it's not. So that's not all whale buying. So we know that. But Trader Tardigrade is like, wait a sec. Do we have something lining up here for the next move for Dogecoin? many times we look in the past and we see how Doge has traded, and the past does tend to rhyme. Are we in this next red box here that probably has another week or so to go before we finish the 159 bars? We hit a low, and then Doge goes on a 93-day run. Personally, I think not. That's not going to be how this is going to play out. I don't think we're going to go lower and see a dip like end of April, early May that's lower than the 13 cents we just saw. I think we're going to flounder around up here in the 15s and 16s, maybe touch even 17 or 18. That'd be nice. And then we're going to go into the summer, and this is going to get all dragged out. This 93 bar green box, I think, is going to be pushed out to like mid-September, and we're going to go mid-September to mid-December, and that's going to be the green box. And everybody's going to be like, oh, Doge, why does it have to wait so long? That's just how the market is. We typically don't see these huge runs in the middle of the summer. It just doesn't happen. I'd like to be surprised. I would love that. But that's not what we see. So, nice chart, Alan, but take that green box and just shift it to the right another few months. And then you're probably more in line with what I think is going to happen. Could we have a 93-day run? Sure. But I think it's the fall, not the summer. But is Dogecoin still primed for a surge? And so that is what we're talking about today. With all of the background of all of the things going on with Doge, are we ready for some big news to get Dogecoin to surge? Well, we can look at technical patterns. And you know how I feel about technical patterns. News will always override any fib lines or reverse head and shoulders or Wyckoff distribution, like all of that stuff. I reference some of that just as a point of reference because I cover all things Doge. But I don't believe that stuff. I really don't believe that stuff. That's just all noise. It keeps people like happy while these things take time to build, just charting all this stuff. Yeah, it doesn't do much. Because this guy, CD Slayer, he's saying is a Dogecoin breakout coming. Doge is showing early bullish signs after a short-term dip. The 1-minute chart on Binance reveals interesting signals for traders watching the next move. The 1-minute chart? And I'm just like, what? No, you don't look at a 1-minute chart. Just like, oh. After dropping to about 15.1, Doge bounced back with strong volume, clear buying interest. Now that's true, and that shows a good sign of support. Again, we saw the dip down. That dip got bought up. So that is showing good short-term support. So those support zones, 15.1 are good. 15.250 accumulation area. Resistance at 15.4. And the next potential target if breakout happens is 15.5 to 15.6. Well, I guess that's where we are. We're now up to 15.7. So that worked, right? We did break out of that. But again, he's looking at it's a real short time frame. I think he's got to zoom out just a little bit more. The chart shows a potential W pattern, double bottom, volume increasing at the second dip, classic sign of bottoming behavior. And we do have that. So, and we see these W forms all the time, right? That's, again, like I said earlier, a lot of that is just bot trading up and down. We need the real news for the big breakout. But if Doge breaks above 15.4 with volume, it could trigger a short-term rally to 15.7, and that's what we had today. And now we're at 15.7. So That's all good. A confirmed breakout would be strong, long signal, wait for confirmation and volume, and things could get exciting. So that's what we're looking for, is the surge that's going to, and look, this came down and kind of retested 15.5, which does seem to be more of the short-term support here. 15.5 came back, retested, and move up. That'll be great. We stay up, come over 16, and then let's create a new support over 16 cents. That would be great going into the last week of April. So again, for those just learning, this is the Doge chain. This is a look at the blockchain. And just about every minute, there's a new block created on the Dogecoin blockchain. And within each minute, there can be anywhere from 4 transactions to 100 transactions that happen within each minute. 4, that's a pretty slow minute. Only 4 transactions in a minute. But again, right now, we're dealing with kind of low social sentiment, not a lot of use of the blockchain, not a lot of real trading going on. So not a lot of transactions right now, minute by minute, on the Dogecoin blockchain. But this is a good reference to look at just to see how things are trading and what's going on, a view of the Dogecoin blockchain. So we look at that every once in a while, and we just say, hey, a new block was just made, 32 transactions, 10,000 Dogecoin was the reward given to a miner. Whoever solved that equation for that minute, they get 10,000 Doge. If they're a mining pool, they share it with others in the pool. If they're a solo miner, though, and they're one of these that's a solo miner, that 10,000 Doge is all theirs. That would be cool. That'd be cool to solo mine and get that 10,000 Doge reward. That would be cool. So that's what we got, guys. Are we ready for a big surge? How are we all feeling? How are we all feeling? Maybe with all that is coming with House of Doge and such pay, Doge might surge higher because of that. We would think. We would think. They got to market it right. They really have to have this information out there. And we're all just waiting here. We can feel what's coming. We get little hints and stuff. And it's just like, it's got to be more than a wrapped Indy 500 car. It's got to be like, where's the real use case? Where is this coming? And I know these things take time, but it's like, come on, let's go. Pete says all the markets are linked. People won't spend money on make-believe crypto if they can't eat. Whenever everything goes up, it will go up along with it. Except crypto projects can drop on a dime like we saw with Mantra, but they can also go on runs on their own, and it doesn't take much. Even if people are generally concerned about recession fears, trying to make ends meet, crypto projects can still go on a run. That can still happen. So Vance says, so it's an 186-day run. There you go, right? Exactly. We'll just kind of ease our way through the summer and then take off. Once Trump gets deals in place, the tariff nonsense goes away, markets will go up. I agree with that. I agree with that. The 90-day pause, I don't know what the dates are. I don't remember off the top of my head what that is, but it's going to take a little while. And B's mining, 3 pools, Dutch, Litecoin pool, and F2 pool. You always set up 3 pools in your miner, so if one goes down, it automatically switches. I think I'm going to try solo mining just to try it out. Thank you, Ross. Nice shirt. Yes, it is springtime in Boston here. Nice, beautiful, sunny day. Got the birds chirping. We got the flowers popping open. We got all the buds on the trees opening up. I can put those stupid long sleeve shirts away. 6 months wearing long sleeve shirts. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Add a little color, a little brightness. That's what we got for today. That's what we got. X will most probably use the same tool supported by Dogecoin Foundation. I agree with that. We'll just see. First, X money's got to get started just with fiat. We got to see that roll out. And I already predicted that's not going to happen until the fall. And all these people were predicting February, March, and I was just like, yeah, no, it's the fall. So you guys who have been with me for a while, you know that. Elon never meets schedules, right? Everything just takes longer. And this is definitely one of those. So yep, that's what we got. Joe says, going to pay attention to Kriss with the mining adventure. You've got solar. Cool. I'd like to hear how that works using solar power on a miner. That would be cool. That would be cool. Right. A pool is more incentive to mine because the likelihood you're actually going to hit a block is so small when you solo mine. And I get that. But I'm going to try it. Deals will be in place before the pause ends. Yeah, Davey boy. I mean, we've already had Japan. Today's Italy. He's going to just be hosting these meetings like everybody coming to the White House. Country after country after country. Elon Musk's close associate, Jared Birchall, is still one of the advisors of the Dogecoin Foundation. X will most likely use many tools supported by the foundation and the House of Doge as well. Sure, I believe that is the case too. That whole thing about Jared, though, is just like the name got put on there. I never heard the whole story. Is he really involved or not? I don't know. Hey, Yili, how are you? My BTC is 300% profit now. Thinking about taking a little profit, selling, waiting to buy back if it dips down in the summer. Always risky when you do that. And especially if you're in the United States, then you're starting the clock over again on long-term versus short-term capital gains taxes on your profits. And there's no guarantee it's going to dip down lower than it is now. So if you sell at 85K, which is where it is now, if you sold at 85K and then you wait for some dip in the summer, and while you're waiting, all of a sudden Bitcoin's 95K, because that could happen, then you're going to be buying back in at a higher price and you have less Bitcoin. So that's the risk. We need some of that Bitcoin notoriety. CDC, I think it's going to come. I still think there's going to be a lot of pushback on Dogecoin as a legitimate digital currency. Oh, it's just a meme. It's just a joke. Actually, that just shows how stupid people are, because if they look at the blockchain, it's actually a really good blockchain. It's really set up well. And even Elon Musk saw it and admitted it. It's just like, it's a pretty good project. I will represent Dogecoin at the Bitcoin conference. We'll see how that goes. But yes, I'm going to the Bitcoin conference next month. I'll represent Doge. I'll take all the heat. I don't care. I got nothing to lose. It'll be fun. I'll wear my Doge t-shirt. Maybe have a jacket over or something. Just look nice, but I'll have the Doge. It'll be fun. There's so much good news for Doge and Bitcoin, but the price doesn't reflect it. Right. That's because of these things going on, right? what's going on with the Fed, what's going on with this US-China trade war escalation, right? Markets aren't going to take off with this stuff going on. They're just not. So that's kind of putting a damper on things. There's a lot of people in the house here from Ohio. Interesting. DW, you watched the Barry Silbert interview today? DW, did you see my post this morning? I watched it too. Here's what I said. Yeah, I don't want to promote that. No. Here's what I said. Barry Silbert is back in an interview with Raul Paul, sounding like 2022 was hard on him. The bankruptcy of Genesis. And his new views on AI and crypto with his new Yuma Lab thing or whatever, and Tau, Bittenzer. However, the Dogecoin community remembers what he did in 2021, not only shorting Dogecoin, but doing it on FTX. And he says, FTX surprised everyone. Dude, you were on FTX. He got burnt. He got burnt bad. Not only was he heavily on FTX, but Genesis was all tied in with Three Arrows Capital and all that mess. That went bankrupt. Barry lost big time. And at the time I said karma, right? Karma. And now he's back. Had this interview with Raul Paul this morning, and I was just like, no. But this was his original tweet on May 8th, 2021, just after 12:30 in the afternoon, before Saturday Night Live even started, right? Because that wasn't till 12 hours later. And he'd already opened a huge short position on Dogecoin. And he said, okay, Doge peeps, it's been fun. Welcome to crypto, but the time has come for you to convert your Doge to Bitcoin. Disclosure, we've gone short Doge via FTX. And Billy responded and said, the parent of CoinDesk is going short. Shocking. The agency responsible for spreading much Dogecoin misinformation is publicly declaring that they are shorting Dogecoin. Pretty cool, guys. Way to stick it to the people and make the elite rich richer. Billy was mad. I was mad. I was just like, God. And now he's talking about how 2022 was so hard on him. And he brings his daughter into it with cancer. And I'm just like, why are you talking about this? You're trying to make people feel sorry for you. No. I'm sorry about your family. I'm glad your daughter's doing better. But God, come on. He's like, oh, the rebirth of Barry Silbert, right? It's all about Tau and Bittenzer. And he's listening when he said, yeah, it's just like Bitcoin. And I'm just like, no, Tau is not like Bitcoin. There's only 8 million Tau that are in circulating supply. Out of 21 million, it's made to 21 million, same as Bitcoin, but it's a crappy token. It's not a coin. There's no mining. There's no blockchain. Oh. Barry. Yeah, no sympathy. Exactly, Caffeine. I have no sympathy for him. I'm sorry that there was someone who had some health concerns in his family. I'm glad that she's doing better. But you, Mr. Barry Silbert, sorry, don't buy it. Don't buy it. Good luck with your Tau project, whatever you're doing with it. You're just trying to make money, I know, in the crypto space. What AI has to do with it, I don't know. But it's not the same as Bitcoin. Tau is not the same as Bitcoin. You can't fool me, Barry. You can't fool me. Oh my God. If we could get Amazon to take Doge for some of their smaller, cheaper products, that would be awesome too. Amazon has no reason to be accepting crypto. They're doing fine just like it is. I think one of the goals of House of Doge and SuchPay is to create this like layer 2 thing that then can become its own app, which can be an underlying app that would allow you to spend your Doge on anything. But that would probably mean converting it. So that would mean you spend Doge, the app then converts it to fiat, and the fiat goes to the retailer. That's not the peer-to-peer digital currency, decentralized. That's not what that is. So I just don't see Amazon doing that. I think May FOMC is going to be the same thing as it's been before, aesthetic. There's going to be some volatility that day, and on the backside, we're going to be just the same. So trade it up, trade it down, do whatever. It's not going to matter. Well, it wasn't Benzinga that thinks it, David. It was a Trader Allen thing. We covered this. It was this chart. And about 20 minutes ago, I told you what I felt about this. So you can scroll back 20 minutes there, David, in the chat, and you can hear what I said about that. If you get yourself an ASIC, it's worth a try to solo. That's where I'm thinking right now. That's what I'm thinking about right now. April 20th, we're going to see 90K on Bitcoin. Going to be very happy. 420. Well, I'm going to be live here. Doge Day, 420. I know it's Easter Sunday. Celtics have a basketball game going on in the playoffs. It's still early. I'm not worried. I want to be with you guys on Doge Day, celebrating. So we'll do that. We'll see what the price does. I'm not expecting great things for Doge on 420, but I need a Doge tie. Nah, I'm not a tie wearer. And Vegas isn't a place to wear ties. It really isn't. I used to live out there. You don't wear ties in Vegas. No. T-shirt and a jacket. That's what I'm going with. I still think there may be a component of selling in May and go away and then buy back in early September. I still think there's something there, Linda. But because the prices have gone down so much since the beginning of the year, that I don't know if there's going to be this huge summer dip. I think it's more going to be up and down sideways trading. We'll see. David, you're building a gaming computer. Might finish the build end of the month, hopefully. Then I'll put it to mine Dogecoin when the PC is not in use to support Dogecoin mining. So even a GPR kind of computer, you won't get much Doge. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to make a lot of Doge doing that. I do have a link in the description below to unMineable if you want to check out unMineable. That's one way, kind of an easy way to sort of get started in Dogecoin mining. So you can check that out if you want. I do think Bitcoin's going to go up over 90K. And most likely it's going to be by the beginning of May. We're going to see that. Exactly, Irish. The media had no clue, and they all just jumped on that Saturday Night Live thing when it was really the shorts piling on. Exactly. Yep, that whole Barry thing. I saw that this morning. I was just like, oh my God. The 245% tariff, Doge may be the only way they can unload the Chinese stock they hold. Maybe, huh? 420 might as well be 402. Always a boring day. There's usually some some volatility. It's a Sunday this year, though, so I'm not expecting a lot. Kristen still thinks we're going to be stuck in the 15s. But I'm thinking we're going to be in the 16, 17 range. Agreed. Braden, how are you, man? Haven't seen you in a little bit. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Remind everybody to like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And of course, always have to do a reminder as well. I do a crappy job of that. I'm not one of those that's like all over the place and shows like how many subs I have and I need to hit this many or that many. Although making 19K was a good deal. Thank you, everyone. But I do want to get to 20K now. We got a ways to go. There's no rush. You guys come here for good information, keeping it real. That's what I do. Talk about Dogecoin a lot, just because I think it has this huge opportunity in front of us and for something that all of us can be a part of, as opposed to like some of these other projects where you just don't even know what the hell they're doing. Some obscure crypto blockchain stuff, and you're just like, what? What are they doing? Where Doge is just easier to understand what they're trying to do. So it's a good place to be. You're fine, Rain. Very busy. I get it. We all go on these runs where we're just so busy, you just can't keep checking in all the time. But good luck with everything you're doing. 420 means the moon. Thank you, Vance. I like keeping everybody up to date on what's going on. And sometimes I miss some things and you guys bring it to my attention. I'm like, oh, yeah. So I don't mind checking things out. By the end of May, Mark, you've got to wait until May 1st. And I will do my May price prediction video, which will have my prediction of where the price will be at the end of May. I'm still looking for that 20-cent Doge for the end of April, which was my price prediction. Yeah, it's only the 17th. We got a couple weeks to go. We could still make 20 cents. We'll see. Yes, Linda. Helps with the algorithm if you guys do the like. And subscribe as well. Caffeine, you're worried about sub 10-cent Doge. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. New World, you're on the moon right now. Enjoy it while you're there. You got your first Dogecoin on the 24th of April, 2014. Wow. That's a long time holder. Now, I had no idea what Dogecoin was back then. I was living in a different world back then. It was all about kids and family. I was all wrapped up in that. Wasn't even thinking about it. Well, see, people have different expectations. There are a lot of people who really want the project to succeed, and the price will just follow. I'm not concerned about the price or hitting a certain price. 20 cents by the end of the month would be nice. The 30th of April is your birthday, Raiden. We'll celebrate your birthday on the last day of April. 34 cents. I wonder why 34. I wish I bought 2014. I know, right? 0.0007 cent Dogecoin. A lot of Dogecoin for not much investment back then. But here we are today. So what are you going to do about it today? Staircase down, rocket ship up. It'll happen. Just got to be patient. It'll happen sometime soon. I hope. I'm still thinking fall. 34 cent, 30.04. Okay. You hodled till 2021, took some profits then, and you kept 15% of it. So there we are. Not bad. Not bad. King Zano had a birthday last April 12th. Well, happy birthday. Belated. Belated. Yeah, Vance, I don't think we were over 20 cents in April yet. Yet. I say yet. So when we zoom out and we look at what's going on, we're trying to get back over 16 cents with Doge. Again, we did not visit the 12s. Like a week ago, someone was saying, like, we got to do this ABCD pattern all the way down to 12 and a half. Nope, that's not happening. Bitcoin, again, sideways for a week. The whole week, just pretty much stuck sideways. But while Bitcoin has been going sideways, a lot of alts like ETH had been dropping. And when ETH drops, particularly ETH, what does that mean? It means Bitcoin dominance actually goes higher. So Bitcoin dominance is now over 64%. We thought 60% was a big deal, now up to 64. So that just means still a lot of weakness in the altcoin market, but particularly ETH being so large, but totally underperforming. The ETH Bitcoin chart just continues to get lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Remember when there was that big drop back here in February? ETH took a huge nosedive, flash crash, and I was like, okay, that's the bottom there. And now ETH versus Bitcoin, it's going to start going up. And a lot of people were calling for that. Nope. ETH just dumped. This is versus Bitcoin. This is just the ETH chart. This is ETH versus Bitcoin. So that's why Bitcoin dominance has kept going up. It's because of how ETH has performed so poorly. So yeah, that's what we got. During that time, XRP has made a pretty good gain overall. $2 XRP. Remember last summer it was 50 cents. Now $2 seems to be holding pretty well. We had that one dip down here early April down to about $1.60, $1.70, looking like that was a good buying opportunity for XRP. Again, I would only trade XRP just as a swing trade. I'm not buying it long term. You know how I feel about XRP. Just no. But looking that was a pretty good price to buy in on that dip. But then everything was dipping that day too, so it's hard to know what was going on. I get that. So that's a little view of what's going on across the market. Yep, you bought your house with cash. I remember you saying that. And so mine was 4 years later, 2025. Sold a lot of my crypto, took profits, have a house bought with cash. And I kept 15% of my Doge, maybe a little more. Maybe it was more like 20% of my Doge I still have. In various other cryptos, but yep. And Bruce says, oh, Doge will be 55 cents on my birthday. I hope so, Bruce. But I'm not counting on it. Not counting on it. Ely says, I have a bag of ETH. Your average cost is $2,700. Wow. I don't know what ETH is going to do, Ely. I have no idea. I've been wrong on ETH. I mean, not wrong in terms of, me blaming all of that on the transition it made from proof of work to proof of stake. I still think that was wrong of ETH to do it. And I don't want Dogecoin to do that at all. I think that would ruin Dogecoin. But at this point, what do you do? Because the ETH BTC trading pair is so far down. Could it drop lower? Sure. It can always go lower, right? Maybe you will look for some kind of run in ETH and then you take a profit there. Maybe half. Maybe you sell half the ETH at a loss and keep the other half riding. See what happens. Something like that. Raiden, wishing the king a happy birthday. Thanks for the super chat. I figured that was the 55, Bruce. I figured that's what that was. Oh. But yeah, 55 cents would be nice. You'd be tempted to sell on Bruce's birthday, Raiden? We need more tariff relief talk. Maybe that'll get Powell to cut rates. Powell's not going to cut rates. I don't see any scenario at this point, particularly what he said the other day. No. I mean, we can see what the odds are, and I'm guessing the odds are because it was like 40-60, and it's probably now like 20-80. That's my guess. See what they say on FedWatch. 19 days until the next FOMC meeting. Oh, it's 90% now. It's 90% that the rates will be unchanged. So, yeah. Don't see that happening. On a good note, what's the likelihood Doge hits 69 cents? Maybe Q4, Christian. Maybe Q4. Again, I go back to my January 1st video, my Dogecoin 2025 price prediction. That was all October. That's the big run. Will it happen like that? We don't know. Well, thank you, New World. You wish me a happy birthday. I appreciate that. Mine was back in February. We kind of celebrated on my birthday already. Mark says, I bought on nearly every dip from February, so I'm in for the long term. Hoping the moon comes soon. Yeah, kind of a weird message there, Linda, on China. Willing to come to the negotiation table, but they want respect. Trump could turn on the charm, but does he respect them? That's not what he's saying. Sell at 55 and then buy back in at 25, double your bag. That'd be a nice swing trade. Yeah, I just don't see that happening. Yeah, CDC on that big dip early April. I don't have much faith in XRP either. But just to make money, yes, it was a good buying opportunity. And the people who say ETH will surprise people, Linda, are dreaming. They're just dreaming. Most likely they have a lot of ETH like Yeely does and are stuck in it. And they're hoping. That is hopium, Linda, is what that is. That is pure hopium. They all wish they would have had Bitcoin instead of ETH. Wake me up when it's $1. 23, 333. That'd be a nice price. We need more up than down. Q4, 69, baby. 69. So if Powell doesn't cut, does that mean Trump will bring more pain in the markets? No, I don't think so. I think he's already brought pain in the markets. Now the whole tariff thing just needs to play out. In my opinion, I don't see that new kind of fear coming. He'll just criticize the Fed and Powell again, but there's not much he can do about it. Thank you, Red Bull. Appreciate Super Chat. Been buying on the dips. Started 42 cents. Yeah, Adam. That's all timing, right? It's all timing. But you're going to keep buying. Ryan's birthday is in the fall. I don't know, Ryan. Are you 69? I don't think you're 69 yet. Oh. Elliot, 100 Doge and mining rewards. It took a month and a half. But it feels good, right? You're mining, you're getting some Doge. I want to get one of those 10,000 Doge block rewards. Will I actually get one of those? I don't know. But that'd be fun. That would be fun. Yeah, that whole mantra thing, Doug. Again, why do you want to be investing in something where 90% of the tokens are held by the team? And hearing Barry Silbert just going on and on and on about Tau, BitTensor. And I looked at the numbers and it's like 70% of, maybe not, maybe 60%. Let me think, do the math real quick. Yeah, maybe 60% of the tokens are all held by the team. I don't know what their unlock schedule is. I didn't get into all that detail, but Barry pretty much said like it's going to be distributed to those who are building and working on BitTensor. And I'm just like, yeah, so you're going to have all these token unlocks that's going to just inflate the supply. For what? For people who are building on? I'm just like, it's not the same as mining. You can't say it's the same as Bitcoin. It's not. You bought $2,000 ETH. You're stuck. Stuck. A lot of people are stuck. Yes. Oh. I never made a price prediction. Yeah, I mean, I kind of live it and breathe it, so I'm in on all these price values. Every once in a while, I get lucky. I get right. Every once in a while, I get lucky. Green is my favorite color. I like green. Stucked. You're an Aquarius? Well, I'm a Pisces. I'm late February, so Pisces. Not that it means anything. I don't like read horoscopes or anything. It's just like, what a bunch of nonsense. But hey, there's that, right? Back in 08 crash to lift people from their housing debts. Fed has 0% interest loans. Trump might be trying to recreate that environment artificially. No, I don't think that, because that just, too many people get hurt in that. Yeah, a bit conspiracy theorist. I agree, Oz. I don't think that's what's in play at all. No. He wants rates to go down, but not in that fashion. I haven't heard anything about the moon project since. Charles, I don't know what happened with those companies. They were talking about the moon box and all this stuff, and then just it all just got turned off and nothing. So I don't know what's going on there. I still keep my hope up. There's going to be some opportunity to go to the moon with a Doge. But there's nothing currently happening right now. So we've got to wait and see whether that spins up again. You're always bullish because you're a Taurus. There you go, Raiden. You shall be correct this month. 8 Ball says so. Here's the 8 Ball. We can ask the 8 Ball, will KrissPax's April Dogecoin price prediction come true? We will ask the magic 8 Ball. See what the magic 8 Ball says. Will KrissPax's April price prediction come true? And the 8 Ball says, I gotta turn it around here. I'll have to ask again. Ask again. So we'll give it a few minutes and we'll ask it again. Thoughts on XCN? I haven't heard much about XCN lately. $1.8. Looks like it went on this little run in April, which is nice. It got it back over a penny, but it had been coming down quite a bit since January when it peaked up here at 4 cents. It's consolidating up here at just under 2 cents. So if it can get back over 2 cents and then reclaim that as a support, that'd be good. The dip here that we had last week was, or I guess that was just yesterday, right? Down to 1.666. But still, because of this big run here, I'd be careful buying right now. I'd be careful buying right now. I'm not convinced that that's going to hold. But thanks for asking. Yeah, I remember people were talking about this. Usually when the chat starts talking about some other coin, I'm like, yeah, it must be pumping. And we had that, what was that, a week and a half ago when that happened with XCN. But we'll see whether that holds up at this level. We got to get Doge over 16 cents now. That's what we got to get. Has WIF started a comeback yet, Sergio? Haven't looked at it. 38-cent WIF. Nope. Remember when it came up here in November, up over $4, and I was like, yeah, this thing is just going to go down, 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 and it certainly did. Had a little run beginning December, just when Doge was, and then it's been down since, and it has not really started a recovery. It really hasn't. 38 cents. I don't know. I mean, WIF is kind of tied to Solana a bit, but even Solana has been going up. Some. And then you can look at Bonk, and you probably have a very similar. Yeah. Bonk is very, very similar to WIF in terms of its price. So I don't know whether all of those Solana things are going to take off again or not. We could see Solana go on a run, and we could see WIF and Bonk like come back and make huge gains again. We could, but it's not happening yet. Maybe it's worth taking a little flyer. The Moonbox conspiracy. Faked the Moonbox landing on the moon. $1 end of year. Can we ask the 8-ball if the 8-ball is right this time? Jason says 8-ball is always right. All right, let's ask it again because it said so nicely. Please ask again. On whether Kriss's end of April price prediction for Dogecoin, 20-cent Dogecoin, is going to happen. Yes. It's one simple word. Yes. It says yes. There we go. Magic 8-ball has spoken, guys. Yes. It took 2 times to do it because it said ask again. But yes. You're going to heat your home office with a Doge miner next winter. Profit and warmth. Charlotte's in the house. Welcome. Good morning, Max. Doing good. What about Peak? Namgal? What about Peak? Peak's been doing okay. Peak has not been dipping any lower. Actually up to 12.8 now. So it's all right. Peak showing recovery. Long way to go, but a recovery. I know, we got to be careful where those miners are coming from because of the tariffs. I know that. I was like, maybe I should have bought last month, right, when I first started talking about it, but I'm not ready to buy yet. And I kind of want to see how this whole thing pans out with the Dogecoin Foundation and the Doge box and what's going on there. Jason's ready for the Dogecoin surge. So am I. If you're holding ETH, you should stake it. You definitely should stake it and be collecting free ETH. That's what I was doing. And the unstake doesn't take that long. What was it, 5 days? Something like that. So that wasn't bad. The 8-ball knows all. Yes. 20-cent Dogecoin incoming. A while back, I messaged one of the writers of the Elon Hustle articles after seeing dozens of links with the same title. She said one of her editors injected that line about Elon crashing Doge. Well, there you go, right? It's not any different than what the media does today. It's so obvious when they're all colluding on the same narrative, a false narrative many times at that. Yeah, Adam, I don't know about the tariffs and miners. I'm guessing it's not included, but I don't know. That's a good question, though. If there are lower or no tariffs on phones and computers, would the miners be included in that? Yeah, I don't know. There's a blockchain week in June. Where is it at? Where's blockchain week? Blockchain week. In Berlin. Berlin Blockchain Week. It's June 8th to June 22nd. That's more than a week. Wait a minute. That's more than a week. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how to begin to pick from all this stuff. And this is all the things going on. Blockchain Week. All these events going on. I don't see anything related to Dogecoin. Yeah. Funding the Commons, Berlin, blah, 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 programmable cryptography. It's the conference itself. Looks like it starts on the 10th. Yeah. If there's something Doge related, I'd be interested, but cool. People are getting wrecked on their imported new purchases with the tariff fees. Yeah. Go to Berlin, but stop off in Manchester. Drop off the cat. I cannot imagine bringing that cat on an airplane. Absolutely not. Just got back from an alcohol run. You almost bought Youngling. I told you, it's cheap. What do you mean almost? Why didn't you buy it? You should have bought some run. Yeah, but it's blockchain week and Dogecoin has a blockchain. It's not a meme coin. It's a blockchain. Hey, Elliot, I operate a small business on the side. Many made in China consumable products are listed 50% less than what I was paying for them last year. Are they liquidation prices? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I've bought recently were some landscape lights for my front walk after I bought the house. And they came from China. Bought them on Amazon. They're actually really good. they're solar things. You just plop them in the ground right along the front walk there, and they light up the walk. They're awesome. They're great. Made in China. Glad I got them when I did. Yeah, Sean, I don't know if I want to get an Antminer right now. I think I want something smaller and more efficient, and trying to do something with Dogebox or something, but we'll see. We will see. Oh, you're buying seltzers. Got it right. Does Yingling, they have a light beer too, I think. Not the same taste, though. I get it. Oscar's like $2 Doge. Blockchain week in Paris. That would be more convenient. But like, what's going on there? And when is that one? So all these blockchain weeks. All these blockchain weeks. It's like blockchain week Paris 2025. When is that? Oh, it just happened. It just ended yesterday. So yeah, I missed that. That just happened. Got an L3 also. Pricey at 13 cent electric. I know. That's what I pay too. Why don't we have a blockchain week here? It's always blockchain week in my apartment. Oh. Let's see. Blockchain week. There's a DC blockchain and crypto DAO that happened in March. And then there is there's one in Istanbul later in June. Go to Istanbul. There's a stupid Boston blockchain week. Quincy, Mass. No, thank you. The preeminent annual event celebrating the global blockchain and Web3 hub in Greater Boston, but they're doing it in Quincy. There's one at Harvard University coming up, April 26th. It's next week. Harvard blockchain in action. What else is coming up? A Cornell blockchain conference up in New York. Digital Assets Summit in London, May 6th. There you go, Charlotte. In London, the Digital Assets Summit in London, May 6th and 7th. Any Dogecoin there? Toronto, Consensus, that's a big one. I think House of Doge is going to be there. And then there's Bitcoin, Las Vegas. I'm going to that one. So I will be in Las Vegas, May 27th, 29th. The IEEE International Conference on Blockchain and Crypto in Pisa, Italy. Oh, that would be fun. I was just in Pisa last year. Here's Dortmund, Germany. And then here's another London Blockchain Conference in October. It's a lot of conferences. Yeah, I'm going to Vegas. Quincy's kind of the boonies. It's like a blue collar little city just south of Boston. But it's like nobody goes to Quincy. unless you live there. What's going on with House of Doge? They're just building, slowly building. We're waiting to hear more. Am I still holding Trump coin? Yes, I still have my Trump collectibles all the way down to $7.50. Oh. Not a good choice to be buying those collectibles. Just time your buys on days Trump speaks about crypto. The Trump dumps. Oh, Charlotte, there's a slot machine that still owes you in Vegas. Were you in Vegas, actually? Another slot machine that owes you. That's funny. That is so funny. It owes me. That slot machine owes me. Ah, too funny. The blockchain weeks. Everything's great as long as Trump doesn't push the price down. Well, hopefully everyone kind of knows what's going on now. And there's no more surprises, because that's what people don't like. They don't like the surprises. Yeah, which machine? Exactly. Ryan is like, which machine, Charlotte? I think you said once. I forget what the name of it was. But you did say once which machine it was. Can we get 100 likes? Nope, only 84. That's all we get today, Raiden. No one else likes the stream. We see your chat. I think you just hit the enter button. Misspelled the word. That's all right. It's all good. Thank you, Ryan. 85. Thanks, Ryan. What else going on around the world of crypto? Not much. Everything's quiet. Everything's kind of quiet right now for the week. Looks like Render is doing well for the day. Fetch, and there's BitTensor Tau that Barry Silbert was talking about this morning. So it's up. Good for that. Hyperliquid Bitcoin Cash near Onyx. Hedera is up over 16 cents. Why can't Doge get up there? And the worst, Fartcoin. Fartcoin down 8% over 24 hours. You knew Fartcoin was going to drop, right? You knew that. And of course, Mantra. If anybody's trading Mantra, good luck. Jasmy's heading back down. And of course, there's the official Trump token. Not good. Yep, kind of tough. The National Institute of Standards Technology has classified ECDSA as unsafe. I don't know what that means, Max. Will Bitcoin go offline? No. Bitcoin's not going to go offline. The Big Bass Bonanza, Fishing Frenzy, Cleopatra. You love them all, but they love you and your money. They love your money, Charlotte. I would forget the Trump token, but I still have 100 of them. I still have 100 of them. My collectibles, my Trump collectibles. Buy ETH and stake it. You know, it's not a bad idea. But I got to wait for a little spike in Trump. I can't sell it at 750. Just ugh. Dumb. Bitcoin dominance is going up. Yep, 64%. I blame ETH. Oh, it's a quantum thing? That's what it's tied to. Well, that's a long time away. So we got lots of time to wait for that, in my opinion. Quantum computers. What are they going to do? Are they going to change the whole digital landscape? And what does it mean for electronic money and electronic safety and security and all of that? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Oh, you go, Charlotte. Pax cat in the house. Hey, buddy. Hi. Hi. You have issues. See you, Vance. Oh, it's Pax cat. Wow. Hey, everybody. Oh. Everybody has their favorite slot machines. Oh my God. They all take your money. Doesn't matter. They all take your money. You kind of want to get an ETH holding it super low. I don't know. I'm just buying Doge. Just buying Doge. When Trump retired, his collectible coins will be worth a lot of money. Nope. Nope. I was expecting something better than what it became, though. The cat. Maybe good to swing trade ETH. Maybe. I think we're going to be sideways like through the summer. There could be some good swing trading opportunities. Yes, the queen of Doge has issues. She does. How old is Pax Cat? He's about 4. I think he's about 4. Good cat. Very healthy. Haven't had any problems. The degens on the slot machines. The Buddha slot is legit. Well, I mean, there's video poker, Ryan. So at least with video poker, you have a chance, right? To like interact and like which cards you're going to hold. I've played video poker before. I just can't do just the plain slots, but like at the bar, you know, you're sitting there, the video poker's right there, you play a little bit. I do that. I've got a royal flush a few times playing video poker. It happens. Humans operating the quantum computers. If humans become AI, things might go faster. Yeah, see, by the time that comes around, I'm retired. I'm done. Where I am, I just can't get all that excited about it. Oh, Ryan counts cards. You're one of those like that MIT team, right? That went to Vegas and did that card counting thing. Do you win a lot though? The Queen of Doge is just a bit different than normal people. But aren't we all, Charlotte? Aren't we all? I know I am. The Buffalo Slots owes you. I think everyone has some of those stories, right? It owes you. Well, let's see. If we go and we do, you've won thousands. Cool. And how many have you lost? Best current slot payouts. Here's the best payouts right now. Mega Joker, Blood Suckers, Ultra Stack Feature Rose, and Star Mania. Those are the top 4 right now. Mega Joker, Bloodsuckers, Ultra Stack Feature Rose, and Star Mania. So there you go for you slot players. I love Buffalo Blitz, but it doesn't owe me anymore. God. Won 10,000 on the Fireballs on a cruise. But didn't you get a free cruise? And then you also hit a jackpot? Or you paid for the cruise, you hit the jackpot, and that's what paid for the cruise. You like the jackpot party slots? A Dogecoin slot. Yeah, they're not getting into crypto. They don't need to. Bloodsuckers are run by crypto exchanges. I know. What a name, right? Bloodsuckers. Oh. That's it. I thought you won a free cruise, and so you went on a cruise for free, but you actually paid for the cruise. And on the cruise, you hit a jackpot. Got it. Got it. Well, that's pretty cool. And then you had to pay the taxes, right? Yep. United States loves their taxes, right? Love their taxes. Yet they want the jackpot back. And if Bruce keeps playing, eventually he'll give it all back. That's what they want you to do. Sit down. Doge to $1 party in Vegas, Doge to $2, and we all go to Vegas. I love the thinking. I love the thinking. We'll definitely do that. There'd be a lot of fun in Vegas if Doge is $2. $2 Doge. That would be fun. $2 Doge. We'd all be like having fun. We would be having fun. But right now, we're just kind of going sideways. That's the market we're in right now. But again, we're not dropping. We're not going down to 12 cents. Markets are holding steady. As long as you're not in mantra. All right, Charlotte. Put it all on black and then you're stuck there. You've got a gambling streak in you. Bottle service. You're going to get a haircut with Doge? We were looking at the Doge list yesterday. The Doge list. where you can just put in your location and then you can see all the things around you that accept Dogecoin. And then on the listing side, like for Miss Charlotte, you can add your listings, you can add your business, or you could actually sell individual things for Doge. But yeah, if your business accepts Dogecoin, you can add a storefront to the map, attract new customers to your business's location. Business owners also have the option to post individual items for sale if you want to. The Doge list. So this is a new thing. That's awesome, Charlotte. It's like free marketing. Free marketing. Especially when Doge goes up. And when the Dogecoin price goes up, then you'll get more people wanting to use their Doge. 28-cent Doge, sell May, go away. If Doge went up to 28 cents in May, we could probably see some of that. You'd be the first business in the UK accepting Doge? Wow. Really? That's awesome. Businesses accepting Dogecoin in the UK. We'll just ask Google. I guess there's now payments, right? Now payments. Businesses accepting Dogecoin. The value hosted. I don't know what they are. IT services. Snell. Bitrafel. Traval. This isn't UK. That's not UK. I said UK. Stupid. Who accepts Dogecoin? Here's the old CryptWork directory. But most of these businesses don't even exist anymore. Search. Let's just type in London. LondonGrocery.net. LMC London Motor Company. I don't believe it. Ryan London. East London Man with a Van. Artifact London. Harmonia Gallery London. So CryptWork lists a few in London. But they may not be Doge, though. I got to check Doge. It won't let you do both. All business except Bitcoin, not Doge. Yeah, 0. Found 0. They don't accept Dogecoin. Ha! You will have a monopoly on the Dogecoin market there, Charlotte. Yep. I could sell my Trump collectibles on the Doge list. I should do that. That'd be hilarious. Get your Trump collectibles here. All right, gang. That's what we got for today. Look, 15.7 Dogecoin. We're still in the upper 15s. Not too bad. It's been a good week. Again, it's just sideways trading. So we have for Bitcoin, Doge, most others. That's where we are. Looking for more information from House of Doge coming up. I think that's going to be coming, and they're building. So we wait and hear what's going on with Such Pay and the Lib Dogecoin, the Doge box, all of those integrations. That's going to be great. So I hope everyone has a great evening. Hope everyone's enjoying the spring weather. Certainly nice here in Boston these few days. And we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.